While the concert prevented any serious violence in Boston, other cities were not so fortunate. Washington, D.C., Detroit, Chicago, Baltimore. Over 100 cities burned, leading to over 40 deaths and 20,000 arrests. For Brown, what had happened in Boston changed everything. He found himself front and center on the political scene.
He told me that he first went to a White House dinner, and the Secret Service came over to him and said, the Vice President would like to speak to you. And he told him, well, I'm not going over to him like a little boy. Tell him to come over here. The Secret Service guy kind of looked stunned, and Mr. Brown had the way of looking at you to let you know that I'm serious. So when they realized he wasn't just saying something, they went back over and said something to the Vice President, and Mr. Brown said that Humphrey looked across the room at him and laughed, and they got up and met halfway.
A month after that White House visit, Brown became the first black headliner to play for the troops in Vietnam. And in the presidential race of 1968, he even campaigned for Hubert Humphrey. That proximity to the establishment threatened his credibility.
That summer of 1968, James Brown was under a lot of pressure to prove that he was of the people, that he wasn't a supporter of government policies in Vietnam, that he was not some sort of sellout or Uncle Tom or lackey.
They called him SOLD, S-O-L-D, brother number one. That hurt him.
James Brown's response was to write a song that became an instant anthem.
Everybody was trying to think of what to say about Martin Luther King getting shot, about the situation in America, the civil rights movement. Everybody just wanted to know how to capsulize it. And so when James Brown said, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, that said it.
Every crisis is an opportunity, and he's one of the few people that took the crisis of 1968 and turned it into an opportunity to really help a generation of people.
But he was himself, and I think in the end, that's the most important thing. How do you find your voice and just don't be an echo of somebody else? He found his voice. He was an original.
James Brown wasn't just a big star to us. He was hope. He was that we could be zero and make it. He was a way of life.